Peace and love. Shout out to everybody in the building, family. We in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to talk to y'all, especially my family. I'm not going to do too much of a personal rant. It's really going to end up being a prophetic message. Y'all know how we do. But if you've been going through things, like, if life has been lifing for you, especially, it's specific numbers here. If over the past 3 years has been a specific type of spiritual warfare, this is definitely going to be a message for you. And for some of you, like, 2025 been, like, crazy. And, even for myself, like, I'll just share a little bit of personal, like, y'all know we've been on that takeover 2025 time. So the things that I was able to create behind the scenes, it's like, think about if you're building a house, you got to build a foundation. If you build a foundation right, anything you put on top of it's going to last forever. So takeover 2025 was all about that foundation. And for me, I've been doing so many foundational things behind the scenes that it seems like if people are looking on the surface level, it might not seem like I've been doing much. Let me tell you, we set the foundations up. But even if we're not talking about 2025 takeover specifically, in terms of business matters and things like that, but this is Pretty Boss TV, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that paper. I think this called Pretty Boss TV for no reason. So, we're going to talk about that bread. But even if we're not talking about building a foundation on a business level, many of you have been building that foundation spiritually. Many of you have been doing the work. Many of you, it might seem like nothing is changing in your life this year. Like, you've been praying, you've been focused. You know God more than ever. Like, you won with God. You don't even beef with God no more. You don't even question God no more. Even in the worst of times, you like, look, you like NLE. What he was trying to say is not that he hasn't been through things or that he's not going to go through things. It's just when you really know God, you free, because you know that no matter what you go through, God going to be there. You could be at the pit, but you going to have God and you good. You see, that's what the man was trying to say on a Kurt Franklin. Anyway, shouts out to him. I know I just shot this man out like the past 3. I was just proud of the young brother. Because only God can give you that wisdom. You see what I'm saying? But for some of you, you really have been through some things. Okay. In 2025, I feel like for a lot of you, you've done the real work. Like I said, for me, yeah, it's a spiritual thing, but it's also the things I've done behind the scenes, business-wise, that it might seem like, man, Pretty Boss always getting offline. Why she ain't on Patreon? Why she ain't? Man, I've been building so that I can go crazy once that foundation is laid. It's like the 3 little pigs, the man who built this house with the straw and something else. And then you had the guy that built his house with the brick. It take a little bit longer to build with the brick. You can't be on YouTube every day, all day doing stuff, be on over here and all that. I had to pull back so that I can flash forward. Many of you have done that. Many of us got to the point where it's like, man, look, money not even, you may need money and all that, but you don't care about that. No, that's not your motivating factor. You ain't about to break your back for money. You not about to stress and beef with God about no money. You trust God. If it all gotta fall through, if the bank account gotta close, if the house gotta be foreclosed, if the car gotta repo, so it be. Let it go. Like, some of y'all to that point, like some of us are to that point where it's like, look, take whatever. That material stuff is not about to make me stress. I'm not about to lose sleep about none of that. So you could be a person to where it's like, again, just like I'm talking about in business, I've laid a lot of foundations for Takeover 2025 that you'll see the benefit and the fruit of in 2026, right? We had to take time to build that out. I already had a major brand. I had a lot of cleaning up to do. It's one thing that I always try to teach y'all with Takeover 2025 in the masterclass, how to build from scratch so you don't have to go back and fix things. Either you got the game or you didn't. But for me, I was trying to teach y'all how to not go through what I went through. But for me, I had to clean up some things. So it take a little bit longer to clean up than to just build from scratch if you know what you're doing. But for some of you, like I said, I'm talking about it with business, but this is also for some of you, you took time off to not focus on none of them material things, and you've been focusing on your spirit. You've been focusing on getting to know the Most High. You've been focused on healing. It was 422 as I paused real quick. All the real pretty bosses and all the real handsome bosses, we not new to this, baby. This us. We ain't even true to it. It is what it is. We are that. So some of y'all forsake all the worldly things to really focus on the healing, the real work, the inner work. There's plenty of people in life that got these material things, but they empty on the inside. I had to use Cardi B as an example in last podcast. I said I wasn't gonna bring a little shorty up, but it's like, come on, man. Anybody with eyes can see what's going on. We dealing with people that's broken, that use material things and all of these types of things to try to hide the void. They need more surgeries. They need more views. They need more. It's like, that's emptiness, man. A person at peace don't move like that. But she has a lot of material things. She one of the most popular people in the United States right now. Probably got, so I don't know her financial situation. I'm pretty sure she's straight. Probably straighter than 100,000 people combined financially. But it's like, look at her. I don't want that. I don't want to be there. I don't never want to be a person that got everything on the outside, but every night I close my eyes, every day I got to live in my body and I'm depressed. I got low self-esteem. I'm empty. I don't want to be that. I would rather not have those things, but be at peace on the inside, be blessed, happy, grateful every day I wake up feeling complete and whole as I am. And anything else that comes is just an additional blessing. And I'm just using that as an example because she's popular. She just put out an album. But some of you, it makes me think of NLE the Great again when he was like, look, he passed $4, $6, $10 million to sit down with the Most High out in nature for like 100-something days, just getting messages. He passed out. He left out on that. Even for me, man, look, if my whole focus had just been getting bread these past 2 years, family, well, I'll be having this conversation with you from my condo on the beach in Hawaii right now. But that ain't been the focus. Like, nah, it's been the inner work. We just did take over 2025 to build a foundation. But for many of us, even for those of y'all who've been on my Patreon, y'all know we've been doing that work together. The purge, to this, to that. We went through seasons together. 2021, 22, 23, 24. It was all leading to get us to the space where for those who've done the work, where we're heading today. So for a lot of you, what I really want to say is you've done the real work. And things are getting ready to really transcend for you. And not just for you, but for all of us. Like, for me, like, I think about myself. Like, I know my personal vision that I have for me. God has always shown me that. God always showed me from I was a little girl, I'd be great. But my vision, like, one of my greatest visions that I have it's just about me. It's like, I swear to God, family, chosen ones getting ready to rise. Like, imagine the fake AWS world that we've been living in with these fake people who do fake and evil things, and that's the only thing to get pushed. It ain't about who's the most pretty, who's the most talented, who's the most handsome, who could write bar. It ain't about none of that. It's about who's willing to get up here in front of the masses and push a negative agenda against the youth. That's what it's all about. It's a program. And if you're not with the program, they're not putting you up. I don't care how good you sing. I don't care how good you look without 30 BBLs and 50 face jobs. I don't care about none of that. If you're not with the program, they're not pushing you. But it's a day coming where all that fake stuff is not going to cut it. And that day ain't coming in 10, 20, 30 years. We're seeing that in our lifetime. Just the same way we thought we'll never see a black president, the way we thought we'll never see a black president. If you know why I'm doing this. This is how we getting ready to see the chosen ones rise in this lifetime. Like, we're going to see a day where it's like, that stuff don't work. The devil's devices just don't quite cut it. That ain't what it is. This is the time of the chosen ones. This is the time where the people that really got the light and really got anointed, the same way we've been watching these demons run around doing all these things that they do at the Diddy parties and get rewarded for that by the devil. They've been rewarding them for that. The chosen one's about to be up. I mean that, like, a whole bunch of us. We outside. For real. Many of you who watching this, like, it's going to be many of us. I don't know why I just heard that Jay-Z verse on that pound cake. I tell them less is more. There's plenty of us. It's plenty of us. It's less. Like, yeah, we're the smaller percentage. We're the minority. Chosen ones, the Bible tells us many are called, few are chosen. But it's going to be plenty of us. We don't need a whole, like, demons and covens and people who work in darkness. Even when you think about them low vibrational witches who done did witchcraft on plenty of the chosen. I know I probably still got covens that gang up against me trying to, don't work. And even if I always try to explain to people who are chosen, like, even if certain things are allowed to touch you, like, even if witches are allowed to touch you for a season or that's for a season, that's gonna make you stronger. That's just like how God allowed the devil at Job. That wasn't forever. It was rules and stipulations. But what that did, it made Job more powerful in the end. It made Job's relationship with God solidified. That's what the devil don't want. He's stupid. But a lot of the things that the chosen ones that you've been through, the whole goal is to know God, family. When you know God, you will realize you lack no thing. So the chosen ones are going to rise. And it's going to be a time where it's like everybody who you see up, everybody that's really shining, everybody that's really doing something for real, many of the chosen ones, it's still going to be fake. The fake always, the fake people always going to want attention. It's like a narcissist that just don't never go. Some of y'all know. Some of y'all was raised by a narcissist. It's just like a nagging tick. Like a virus that just won't leave the face of the earth. But they still going to be there. I'm not saying that they're not going to be there. But the juice on the chosen ones. Okay. If you understand, if you know, you know. David consecration coming up. It's our final spiritual event. All the details are in the comments. Also, you can check prettybosstv.com. Anybody who was in the Esther Awakening, you know how we do. This is real activation. We talking David, son of David. We talking about David and Goliath kicking down 2026, period, point blank, defeating all. We ain't waiting till next year. We already doing it. Promised land, yeah, we already got out the wilderness, but it's just like when God sent them in the promised land, they were like, God, there are giants in there. Well, you know what Davids do with giants? We knock them down. Okay, so this is the David consecration, David awakening. David is one of my favorite people, if not my favorite person outside of Yeshua. David, son of David. But before there was Yeshua, there was David. And that's always been my favorite figure in the Bible. If I ever had a church, which I won't ever have because I don't want to have a church. We already do church. We are the church. Wherever you go, you should be the church. But if I ever had a church, which I won't, it would be called David Ministries, period, point blank. What questions do we have there? The man loved God. He was made after the heart of God. I love David. And I love that God used him as an example because David wasn't perfect. David had flaws. David did some things that some of the ladies really hate that David did. David did some questionable things, but that man was a man of God. His faith was impeccable. That's what this whole walk is about. According to your faith, be it done to you. Love you all so very much. Stay woke, chosen ones. This is our time. Don't let the devil get you discouraged. The devil never sleeps, but we got to understand that he's a pawn. He's a peon pawn in terms of the Most High. Now, in terms of us, I don't just pick fights. But my strength is in the Lord, and I know the Most High conquers all things. And we got our strength. Our strength comes through the Most High in us. Let me know if this resonates with y'all. Let me know how your 2025 has been. Let me know if you're ready to kick these giants down as we go into the new year, baby. I love y'all so much. I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all willing. Panama Shorty in the building. We got a whole summit coming. I'll tell y'all about that on the next video. Peace.